Hey guys, what's up? Hitmarthrower here, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Smash Bros. Brawl. In the last episode, we had boss battles on Intense Mode with Lucario, and we are continuing on through the third row here with Ness, the protagonist of Earthbound. Or the Mother series, whatever you'd like to know it as, but it was a game kind of like Fire Emblem, really, at least in the aspect that whenever Melee first came out, and I know Ness was in the original Smash Bros., but whenever Melee came out, like, people that really didn't know much about Fire Emblem and really didn't know a lot about Marth, and it's kind of what got people back into the series. I feel like that's kind of the same thing for Ness being in Smash Bros., is a lot of people didn't really know about Earthbound, really. And, you know, at the time, you know, you had all these different things, and now that it's released for Wii U from the eShop, there's a lot of people that get to play Earthbound. It's a very classic RPG game, and I think personally the humor in it's hysterically funny at times. But regardless, Ness is a pretty decent fighter for boss battles, actually. He's got a couple things that help, especially in one particular thing that he has in the do-on fight. His smash attacks are a little bit lackluster. His up and down smash with the yo-yo is not that helpful. However, his baseball bat's fairly strong. His other attacks include his PK abilities, PK Flash, PK Fire, PK Thunder. And PK Thunder is actually used as a recovery, which he will have to aim the little ball of electricity back at himself in order to recover. A lot of people didn't get that when they first played Smash Bros., but now it's pretty commonplace, and that's what you have to do. Another very useful thing to have for Ness against all the characters that you fight on the ground, such as Rayquaza, is holding down and just hitting the 2 button over and over. It is a very fast, yet damaging attack for, you know, hits in per second. It's doing a very decent amount very quickly, so it's a very good thing to have, and it's a very good thing to exit out of very quickly. You're not holding the button down, so it doesn't cause other problems. You're just tapping it over and over. In addition, not that it would help in boss battles, Ness also has some pretty strong throws, more specifically his back throw, but obviously bosses you can't grab and throw, so not too much use in this one, but he's definitely got a wide variety of attacks, and a lot of them are elemental attacks as well. As you can see, he's got electrical attacks, fire attacks, etc. So he's got a lot of different things to work with, a lot of projectiles, but at the same time he does fare very well in boss battles and just regular combat, whenever it's just physical direct combat. So you're not, you know, being forced to use anything in particular. You can kind of use whatever you want here, and for the most part there's not anything that causes him to have a very strong delay on something. There's not something that takes up a lot of animation. Now going to the do-on fight right here. Wherever you get do-on, note that there is one ability that Ness has called the PSI shield. And what this does is it's kind of like a counter or a reflector. The only difference is it's like a reflector, but instead of reflecting the shots back at do-on, it actually heals you. And it heals you for quite a bit whenever the pink one does that attack. So you can go in with a very high percentage and come out with a lot less if you would prefer to do so. Which is why I'd say Ness, and also in addition to this Lucas, when we have him at the very end, do make the do-on fight much easier because you can do that. In addition, you can also wait till the very end of the fight, whenever do-on's at very low health, and wait for the pink one to use that attack, get you back down to 0%, and then just finish him off. So Ness is a very good character to be fighting do-on against, and the PSI shield likely works on other stuff too. That's just the only thing I know it works on. I didn't use it in anything else, but I know for a fact that it would probably work on other things in the boss battle, so definitely a very useful ability to have. But I went into that fight with, what, 47%? Came out with 15, so definitely a useful ability to have. It was either 47 or 74, I wasn't paying attention. But regardless, it's a very helpful ability to have, in particular, in that do-on fight, so we'll continue on with Porky here. Porky, or Pokey, whatever you want to know him as, is actually one of the main antagonists of the Earthbound game. Not the official, you know, final boss or anything, but he's definitely an antagonist in the game. He is Ness's, one of Ness's quote-unquote friends, and also his neighbor in-game, but he ends up betraying you and siding with the evil Gygus, or Gigas, however it's pronounced. I was stuck with Gygus, but that's just me, in order to try to conquer the world. And of course Ness thwarts his evil plan, but Earthbound's a very interesting game, so if you've got, you know, some extra money to spare and you're looking for a good RPG and you haven't played Earthbound yet, I would highly recommend it. It's a very funny game. Now, Lucas was introduced in Smash Brawl. He was not in Melee or the original Smash game. He's actually from the Mother series, and Mother and Earthbound are the same set, but they're not from the exact same game. Lucas and Ness never meet in their own franchise, like Marth and Ike never meet in their own franchise. So, it is a different game between Lucas and Ness. Ness has party members. In particular, his party members are, instead of being Lucas's, they will be party members such as Paula, Jeff, and Pooh, whereas Lucas had party members like Kumatora, Duster, and Boney, his dog. So the party members are different, etc. Ness is also focused, like Lucas, on PSI, so he is a bit of the magic user in your group for the RPG game itself. You have another one. In Lucas's case, it's Kumatora. In Ness's case, it's Paula. But he is kind of a mix of magic and physical attack. He kind of, can be all around. He's not kind of the default mage or anything. He can really work both ways, and sometimes you might have him focus more on PSI than you would physical attacks, or vice versa in-game. So he's very well equipped, along with Lucas, for a Smash game. You don't have to rely solely on your B moves or solely on your A moves. You can combine them very well together.
Ready, go!
In addition, you'll also notice that Ness has a jump that's a little bit like Yoshi's from all three Smash games. His second jump kind of gives him a much higher boost than most other, second jumps do for characters. He gets a very high boost out of it, and as you can expect with characters that generally have a very good second jump, their recovery's kind of weird, which is why Ness is kind of weird in my opinion. They probably did that because, Yoshi's recovery in the first two games, his up B didn't do anything, and in this one it does a little bit, but really not that much. So his recovery is a little bit weird, but he has an incredibly good recovery. He has one of the best from the original Smash games, right up there with, Jigglypuff and Kirby. He's got one of the best recoveries, so. Despite that being the case, I don't believe he's very high on the tier list for any that care. I know I keep bringing up the tier list, and they're not important to me, but in case, anybody actually cares about it. Plus, it's also nice to have just a little bit of extra info about what others think about him. I think he's a pretty decent character. He's not one that I would, use in an actual match, but, if I had to rank my Smashers from favorite to least favorite, he would probably be in the top half. In fact, I'll probably end up doing that at the very end of the project, if you guys remind me, is to put my Smash characters from favorite to least favorite in terms of, Smash, not their own personal games. But Ness is a pretty easy character to use standardly, I guess. He does have a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not near as bad as it was in Melee. In Melee in particular, he had one of the hardest target tests, in my opinion. So his learning curve's not as bad in this game. He did get nerfed very severely from the first Smash game where he was incredibly strong. He got nerfed quite a bit, which, for those of you that don't know the Smash terms, that means he got weakened quite a bit, just based on how much his attacks did. Damage-wise, he just got weakened really badly. The same thing kind of happened to Kirby as well. But that being said, he is still a very good character for boss battles. And sometimes you can get lucky in doing stuff like that. I honestly did not think that I was going to miss with that, and so I figured, well, if I'm going to die right here, I might as well at least try to, get in a last hit, and sure enough, that last hit was enough to kill him, so managed to get rid of him before he got rid of me. It is nice, though, to have a character that's, he's lightweight and he's small, but at the same time, he's still pretty strong. He's not, his attacks aren't all incredibly weak, most of the lightweight characters are like that. I did pause right here randomly. The reason why was just to answer the doorbell, I believe, but yeah. That's the joys of post-commentary. I don't have to literally just get up and leave, but I know for the fact if I don't answer the front door, then literally nobody else will. I am thinking, while I've got this paused on the Taboo fight, I am thinking about starting up another project. College is starting for me, and by the time this goes up, it might have already... Well, no, I guess it wouldn't have already started. It's going to start about a week from now. It starts on August the 25th, so it's going to be in about 5 days, so it'll be before... I will not be starting before this goes up, but it will be starting in a couple days. But I would like to do something else, and I still haven't really tried with Mario Kart yet on trying to get it posted again, but I might be doing that in the coming days. But once I get Mario Kart done, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue boss battles or not. Well, not continue boss battles. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue doing the Let's Play on Brawl after boss battles, if I'm going to take a break from it or if I'm just going to keep going. I guess I'll probably leave that up to you guys, and I'll probably just mention it after the boss battle with Lucas. There's a good example of PK Flash right there, and it is still a very strong attack, it just takes a long time to execute is all. So I would not recommend PK Flash. PK Fire, maybe if you were like stuck in a point where you couldn't do anything except for spam projectiles. So I'd stay away from PK Flash, PK Fire in most situations. PK Thunder's alright, it doesn't hamper you too much. I'd also stay away from the yo-yo smash attacks, his up and down smash. I'd recommend really any of his aerials, they're all pretty strong. His down A while he's on the ground works very well if you are fighting a boss that's not aerial. So, any of those will do quite well. Yeah, I knew there was no getting out of that one. You know, it's funny, the more you play this, the less and less threatening Taboo gets to you. Even for some of the lightweight characters, because, you know, whenever you first try to do it on Intense, those lightweights, it's really scary to try to play a boss battle with them, because you know pretty much 2 hits and I'm dead, or if I get hit by the red rings, I'm screwed. If I get hit by that grab attack, then I'm screwed. You know, because the grab attack and the red rings will kill you in 1 hit. And for the lightweights, you know, anything that's not that, if, you know, with 2 good hits or, you know, decent damage and whatnot, then you could get killed by that too. But he just doesn't seem to be as much of a threat as he used to now. Which, of course, is for the best. But anyway, that is Boss Battles with Ness. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Pip Arthroy. I will see you guys next time for Boss Battles with Sonic the Hedgehog. This one's actually kind of annoying, so we'll see you then.